Hi, this is Nancy with On Points Tutorials, Tips, and Tours. I am very happy to announce that the quilt is finished. The Learning to Quilt is behind me, the one that we have been working on now for 2 seasons. I got it all quilted, the binding is on, and all I have to teach you is how to put the label, the sleeve, and the binding on the quilt. So we're going to start with the label. I learned this technique from my friend Elizabeth. She taught this to me about 10 years ago, and I've been using this label technique since then. It's very secure and super simple. You're going to start with a square of light fabric. Really doesn't matter what color it is, but just light enough that you'll be able to see when you draw on it. When I'm talking about drawing on it, there's some marking tools you'll want to invest in, some really good permanent acid-free marking tools. Here's just a few of the brands. I've got a Yoshida, Le Pen, Sukaniko, Micron, Stadler, Faber-Castell. Those are going to be the black pens for doing the marking. You want to be able to put your name, your city and state, and the date that you finished the quilt. But how fancy you make your label, it's totally up to you. If you have an embroidery machine, now's the time to pull it out and embroider what you want on your label. If you have all those fancy stitches on your sewing machine, you can do this. This is the time to do that now. But my favorite way is to actually use some of the colored markers. So these are some of my favorite coloring markers that are permanent on fabric. This one is my absolute favorite from fabric. My absolute favorite from Faber-Castell. That is a tongue twister. Wonderful colors. These are called Pip pens, Indian ink, totally permanent, so easy to use. And then this is from Sukaniko. These are the Fabrico fabric marking pens. So the idea, I've got my square of fabric. I used a little bit of my Mary Ellen's Best Press to stiffen it up to make the drawing a little bit easier. And I'm going to fold it in half. Press it, and then I'm going to mark on it. So to make it a little easier to mark on, I use a really fine grade sandpaper. So I've got a sandpaper stuck to a board. That's going to make it stay still when I'm drawing on it. So now I can take my pen, write my name, my address, Grand Rapids, Michigan, the date that I finished the quilt, or I could use my colored markers and get super fancy on it. Then I'm going to take the back of my quilt. So you might remember when we did the quilting on the quilt, I had you stitch first on the border, and then I had you do a straight line of stitching along the outside edge. That is going to help us with the placement of our label. So you can see here, I drew it with black markers so you can see it really clearly. That's the edge of my quilt. I'm going to take my label, and all the way around the edges, I'm going to use a few dots of my Roxanne's glue. There we go. I don't need too much. I just need it to hold on while I'm putting the binding on it. I told you in the beginning that this was fast and secure. It's secure because this label is going to set here in the corner. It's fast because the only hand stitching is on this diagonal, and it's secure because when I'm done, I will have my binding stitched all the way around the edge. So nobody's going to be able to easily take off the label. So hope you like that tip on making a fast and secure label. Thanks for watching our video. If you like that one, be sure you subscribe to our channel. We wouldn't want you to miss a single video. And leave a comment. We would really like to hear from you.